Welcome to the basics. These videos are short and sweet, and we put them together here in the front of all the other designs because we use them on every single design. This way you only have to watch them once, and you'll hear me reference these techniques inside the design demos, so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, and you can use these techniques for other projects as well. You can simply cut out the template and use that to trace on your actual paper for your design. If there are many pieces, you can label them as you go. Just simply trace it with a pencil. You can use a white pencil if the paper is dark in color. What I like to do is simply hold the paper in place as I'm cutting it out. This is easy to do with something as simple as our surfboard. You can also use some transfer paper to trace, line it up. I line it up with the edge of my paper so that I know my design will be all the way on the paper, especially if it's a smaller piece like this little wallpaper scrap. But I just make sure I have it lined up and on there, all the way on there, and then just use a pencil or any kind of stylus or edge to trace it and transfer the carbon onto your paper that you're going to cut out. Make sure it's all there. I'm not going to make you watch me cut this whole thing out, but another little tip is to use a white eraser to get rid of any lines. Now, most of our designs come with some pre-printed words, and you might want to print them on a piece of paper that'll blend in with your background. And they're designed to be cut apart or lined up however you want to. But if you cut them apart and the fonts are different, and you can stack them or lay them out on the canvas however you like. And in this canvas under here, I'll show you where I just used the whole piece. You can also use a chalk marker, have some metallic markers that are fun. And we also use Sharpies very often in the studio. To make our templates stand out, we use a little charcoal pencil and just lightly rub it along the edge of the paper. Try not to jump onto the canvas. And we just smudge it as we go. And the reason we're smudging it is because you're actually leaving a little shadow with the charcoal. It's actually a bunch of little charcoal pieces. And if we're smudging them because we don't want them to float on our canvas when we put our final finish coat on. But you'll see here, I'm just going to do a little of the hair and a little of the hand to show you that it just kind of makes the template stand out more. And finally, we seal our canvas. We use a matte medium Liquitex and just spread it out with a throwaway brush or a sponge. You can rinse it and reuse it, but sometimes it's good to use a throwaway for this glue. It's definitely going to ruin your brush, so you want to make a dedicated matte finishing brush in your studio. But it just gives it an overall even finish, covers up our glue lines, and makes everything sealed.